Actually, oh, you mentioned Daryl at the luncheon. Do you know anything more about after practice today?
He practiced today and
Great.
practiced well, so that was really, really encouraging. You know what I mean? So it was good to see him practice today.
Do you think he'll be ready for this weekend?
Yeah, from what we've seen today, he's definitely. I mean, he looks like he definitely played. So I was really encouraged by what I saw today.
With a player like him, if he's injured and out for a period of time, is there anything that he then has to catch up on this week in practice and make sure that he's kind of staying up to speed, or is it like he's lost some time at all?
Maybe if he was a veteran player that hadn't played a lot of games, yeah. But everybody needs to get back in the swing of things. He knows what to do, but when you can't get physical reps, it's a little bit harder. But, you know, he's going to have all week, so I feel really good about him.
The game against the Service Academy, always special, the first one?
Always exciting. You know, got a ton of respect for Air Force. Really good program, great coach, coaching staff. And, you know, it's always a battle when we play these guys. You know, it seems like the last 10 years we've split games with these guys. And, you know, we want to beat these guys. It's a really good team.
And especially after last year and what happened in those two Service Academy games, what's kind of the thinking about, I mean, the easy word is revenge, but...
No, we're not. This is a new year. Not even thinking about last year. We're trying to get this one.
Can you tell a difference in years where you're coming off the game that you guys have lost and the preparation a week different? Not the preparation, but
No, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's one thing I try to watch, see how our mentality is, where our focus is at. You know, just kind of the temperament and the temperature of our team. And right now, I kind of like, you know, we're a little bit more business-like. You know, we're focusing on the preparation. You know, obviously we want to win this game really bad, so do they. And so we just got to make sure that we're our best on Saturday.
You talked about Bennett at the lunch, and you said that the get-off time was a little slow on the block. I would have thought that guy came in unblocked, but is that designed that way, that he should not be able to get there?
Yeah, we don't block her, and we just try to lengthen our edge. You know, that's the way we do things. We don't double bump. And so we got a certain get-off time that you get in. If you get that, you shouldn't get there. And so we just got to pick that up, and he will, and he'll do a good job of it.
With regard to Air Force's defense last year, I mean, clearly they overwhelmed your rushing game. You held to 57 yards. That's one of the lowest outputs you've ever had during the triple option era. What did you feel like they did?
Played well. You know, they played well. You know, we couldn't block them. They tackled well. They had a good plan. And, you know, they got after us last year. You know, to me, it kind of seems like this game because 2 years ago we got after them here.
Right. Well, that's what Coach Calhoun was saying today. He's like, go back 2 years ago and they broke a bunch of long runs on us.
You know, so and last year they stuffed us. We couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage. I mean, you know, we're close teams. You know what I mean? We're very, very close. There are always battles, and they played well last year. I mean, you got to tip your hat to them. There's no excuses. They beat the crap out of us last year.
When that happens, does it wound your pride as coaches and players when a team does that to you? Because you're a running team. That's what you do. You expect to dominate teams on the ground. And when
you're always wounded when you can't do what you want to do and a team physically beats you. You know what I mean? This is, it's tough. You know what I mean? It's tough because we couldn't do anything against them. And we didn't have any excuses. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, this play, they just beat our butts on offense, you know, for the whole entire game. Actually, our defense played well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We, you know, that block punt, it was 0-0 before that block punt, and we went 3-0 at halftime. Our defense played well. They got after us on offense.
Coach, you mentioned earlier this season how facing teams that you don't regularly face gives you guys an edge, obviously, because they don't see you very often. How is the game plan week of preparation for the coaching staff different when you're facing a Service Academy that you guys see regularly?
Yeah, we know each other so well. It's not even so much that, which is different from conference play. Like, we play people in our conference that know us. But Air Force can actually simulate our offense during the spring and during fall camp, just like we can simulate their offense. You know, it's what we do. And so it's not like a conventional passing team that, okay, for this week, let's try to run option plays. And so that's why it's, you know, it's hard for us to move the ball against our defense in the spring because they know what we're doing and they see it all the time. And it's the same thing going against Air Force or Army. We just try to look for every crack and, you know, and crevice that we can find because it's hard to get yards, you know, when you play a Service Academy. It's always tough sledding.
Start at the beginning. What led you to Naval Academy?
Well, I really looked at all my offers and said what has the best football along with the best academics. So I had all the Ivy League schools, most of them, so that was, you know, good academics. Then I had a bunch of schools down south, good football. I mean, none of the big schools, but a bunch of small schools on the big football. But I said Navy had them both, and then also the service piece was nobody in my family has ever served before, but I thought it was a great opportunity to have a guaranteed job after, and it's worked out for me.
So who would you say, if you hadn't ended up in the Naval Academy, what would you say where you probably would have been?
I'd been in the Ivy League somewhere. I'm
really?
not sure.
Okay.
I just picked one of those teams. Yeah.
Okay.
So
you had numerous Ivy League schools that were recruited you. Not Tennessee Tech like your dad?
No, probably not Tennessee Tech. I mean, Tennessee Tech's it's a good school, but I have a little more academic aspirations. I think he would say the same thing, so he wouldn't be sad about that. So.
Well, are you saying your dad couldn't get anywhere?
No.
I don't want your dad to watch this.
My dad's a football coach, so I mean, so yeah.
Well, and so I remember going down there and Navy played Western Kentucky. Just curious, did you happen to? I mean, obviously they've recruited Nashville well overall with Keenan and all the boys from Brentwood Academy. Yeah. What was there the presence that Navy had down there?
I mean, I definitely knew a lot of guys from down there who had gone to Navy, but they actually offered me late. It was like in December, so they weren't really on my radar until later. But then I got up here on official visit and just saw all the Nashville guys, kind of the connection, and then Chris Ingram does a great job down there around all the schools. So fell in love with it.
So you said your dad's a football coach. Did he coach you in high school?
Yeah, so my dad's actually my O-line coach in high school.
Okay.
So that was a lot of fun. He's a pretty intense guy, knows a lot about the game. So
was he an offensive lineman at Tennessee Tech?
Yeah, he was. He was a center as well. So
okay. So chip off the old block.
Got that little connection, and then so came up here, and it's been different. It was different at the beginning, not playing for him, but I mean, I love coaching him now, and that was a special experience in high school playing for him, though.
So one of the reasons I'm doing a feature on you, because I think you've played very well. I've talked to the coaches every week after the games, and you've been highlighted 3 times by coaches telling me you've been a warrior, you've played a lot of snaps. How many snaps have you taken off in a game? How many times have you come out of the game?
So I think I didn't play 2 plays at FAU.
And that's it?
I've played every other play since then. So yeah, it's been fun. Last year I didn't play as much as I wanted to. Mo was in there sometimes doing a lot of stuff. So I feel like this year, is my year to get all the snaps. I mean, I don't want to come out.
You don't? Okay,
no,
I was going to say.
I never want to come out. I mean, the strength staff has done a great job conditioning. I don't feel like I have to come out. I feel like I'm 100% the whole game. So no, there's no need.
Wow. Well, I was going to ask you about last year because you earned the starting job coming out of camp.
Yeah.
And then you played, didn't play poorly.
Yeah.
But the coaching staff decided they wanted a little bit bigger body in there.
Yeah.
I think it really was this game actually.
Yeah.
When this changed, where they wanted to, because Air Force covers the nose guard covers the center, and they wanted a bigger body to be able to move him. And then Mo kind of just took over from there. Did that hurt your feelings? Did it make you mad?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started against Air Force. He started against Houston.
Right.
So that was the first game. But I mean, me being a competitor obviously made me mad, not seeing myself in the starting lineup. But I mean, looking back at Mo's season, he was doing a great job. He was doing things. I mean, I felt like I still had a good season when I was still in there a lot. So I mean, yeah, definitely. It kind of hurt me from a personal standpoint, just not being there every snap because I wanted to be. But I mean, I learned some things with Mo and what he was doing, and then I gave him a breather when he needed it, and he gave me a breather when I needed it. I think it was a good deal last year, but this year, I think I can do it also.
Well, so what did you feel like you had to improve upon? I mean, looking at that situation and kind of losing your job, what did you feel you had to improve so this didn't happen again?
Looking back on it, I think the coaches just thought maybe against the bigger nose guards that I struggled getting some movement in there. But, I mean, that's just me getting in the weight room this summer, getting bigger, which I've done every summer. I mean, I really don't feel like I've struggled that much with the nose guards we played this year being head up. So, I mean, I feel like I've gotten a lot better in that. So I think it was mainly them just wanting a bigger body in there to kind of close that gap at nose guard. But, I mean, I'm confident I can do that this year. So.
Right. When I've always heard from Coach Ingram and that you're a technician, that in terms of doing the right things, and that you're very good at that. Is that something you take pride upon?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just being a little bit more undersized for just kind of the Division I center standpoint, I feel like I got to be to give me that advantage. But then also just being undersized, some guys I feel like kind of underestimate me coming out there, seeing me walk out the line. But then if I'm a technician, I can do everything right and come off the ball hard every play and play harder than them until the end of the game. I got it.
So this is a very important game with regard to your position because the nose guard center matchup is crucial against Air Force. And last year, their nose guard, got the better of Navy. That's part of why Navy didn't run for many yards. You had 57 rushing yards. Do you think about how important your role is in this game in particular?
I mean, yeah, definitely. If I can get the play started, secure the snap, get some movement off the ball, that's 2 or 3 yards right there. The fullback can just run behind me. I know that's what our offense does a lot. So I mean, yeah, I know it's important, but then again, it's just another game. I've been doing it for 4 games now, playing every snap, so I'm not worried.
Right. Well, tell us service selection. What are you hoping to do in the Navy?
I'm actually colorblind, so I'm restriction line. So I want to be a Naval Supply Corps officer.
Okay.
So yeah, I just had my interview with Captain Hughes, a rep, the other day.
Okay.
So hopefully that works out.
That's Athens, Georgia, I think.
It's moved. It's in
it's not
Newport
now.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish it was in Athens. That'd be nice. But.
I saw in your bio that you lettered in bowling.
Yeah.
Do your teammates know about this? I mean, is this?
No, yeah, no, they know about that. Like in the summers, we always go, and I mean, I'm obviously the best player. I would say on the team very easily.
If there's a bowling competition, you want to pick.
My ball is in Nashville right now, so I need to go get my balls and my shoes in Nashville. But yeah, if y'all ever want to go to the bowling alley and do a piece on me.
What kind of average are we talking about?
I just started in high school. I would say my average is like around the 150s, but right now I would say I'm in near the 200s.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
No kidding.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, football season I kind of dip off a little bit, but especially when I retire, I'm going to be hitting it hard.
Right.
So I get back to it.